All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to start using those skills we just learned, using creating generic forms to create our specific forms. So this one we are going to do a practice drawing big on a full sheet of paper. You're going to label the top of it cylinder and then my object, which is water bottle. Now I am drawing my water bottle, which is a cylinder, but it's not a perfect cylinder. So that's why we're going to start. So we're going to start by holding up your object. See, I've got my object right over here. And I'm going to draw my that top ellipse. And I'm just going to draw a big generic cylinder. Okay. So I've got my two sides. This curve matches this curve. I'm drawing it very lightly so that I can go in and fix it. I'm looking at the kind of proportions of it. This is probably not quite long enough. Make it a little longer for how wide it is. All right. So I'm looking at how long is my cylinder to how wide it is. If I look at mine, I measure with my fingers, kind of like this. I've got 1, 2.5. So 1, 2.5. Oh, Miss Chester actually did it right because she's done this before. Actually, I haven't, but that's okay. So there's my generic cylinder. Now what I need to do is look very closely at my cylinder and see how it's changed. See how, if you look at this side here, it's not exactly straight. It rounds in. And I've also, let's start right here. So about half a cylinder down, so I'm going to measure here, about half a cylinder down is where the end of that top starts. So I'm just going to draw myself a circle that kind of, or ellipse that kind of mirrors this ellipse, that is that top line right there. Now from that line, see how it goes out and then it comes back in. So I'm going to make it come in, come out, and then it rounds down here at the bottom. I'm making this line a little bit darker because it's getting closer. Something's wrong here. Let's see. 1, 2, 1, 2. That line's too low. So see, I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh wait, this is wrong. Did Miss Chester do it right the first time? No. Is there going to be lots of erasing? Yes. You're not going to draw this right the first time. That's why we're practicing. There we go. That's a little bit better. That looks a little bit more proportional. Now I'm going to draw this line here, and it rounds over here, so these corners are a little bit more rounded on my water bottle. And then I come over here, and this curve here matches this one. All right, now I'm going to look at the harder part, because this part here, and it comes down. Let's bring this down even more. Kind of like that. Now I'm going to look, and this part here, see here, it's not straight. It curves in and curves out. And this side's got that button, so hold on. We're going to do this side first. And then this top piece, because I'm kind of looking at it where I see, so I've got it back at the angle where I was looking at it, and I see this little bit here. We've got a curve. This thing here comes here. So I'm kind of looking at where do I indent things in? This little piece here indents in. This goes back here. This extends out. So I'm gonna right around here. That extends out, and I'm gonna measure it. It measures about 3/4 of one of these. So even further out. And then that kind of goes like that, and it's got this kind of weird wonky shape. So you're going to take your time and you're going to try to draw this thing as accurately as possible. You're going to add all the little details that you can see, all the places where it indents and in and out. This comes in, this kind of does this, there's this button here, And it's, mine isn't quite done, but you get the idea. Now that I've got all that, I'm going to look here. I'm going to go, oh, my wording goes kind of in this space. Just notice how I didn't start writing my words. I spaced out my word first. And then I'm going to use my regular handwriting. I'm going to make sure this goes here. And see, oops, I didn't space it out enough. That C's got to move. So notice I did it in regular handwriting first. Now it's spaced out right. Now I can go in. I'm not going to make you watch me do this, all of it. But now I can go in and look at the exact font that this is written in. And I can draw that shape knowing that I'm not going to spend too much time and I'm not going to have to erase because it's filling up the right amount of space. Okay? You are going to do this. I just did it with my cylinder. You're going to do it. 1-page cylinder, 1-page sphere, 1-page cube. 3 realistic drawings. All right, get started.